Okay, I was going to do a full video on this, but after nearly finishing it and realising a big fucking load of mistakes in my review, I decided, fuck it, I'll just do a quick thoughts. Now, Blue Beetle is a superhero I am not familiar with. And after the stupid walk, emotional blackmail of please see our movie, otherwise Latinos will never be represented in Hollywood or some bollocks, and having George Lopez with that stupid Batman is a fascist line, I am not surprised people were less enthusiastic with this movie. Mostly because your main focus should be a good movie. Skin colour, ethnicity should be the last thing to focus on. You don't manipulate your audience like that. And I'm not against diverse casting if the story and characters are well written with cast and crew members that are talented enough to pull it off. But calling a well-loved character who happens to selflessly risk his life to save people from killers, rapists and thieves a fascist shows just what a complete shit show both Warner Brothers and DC have become. And Batman being called a fascist is not a throwaway line, it's the exact mentality of the entitled woke wankers that persist in destroying the heroes that have inspired us since our childhood. It's not superhero fatigue we're suffering from, it's retarded movie-making fatigue. I don't know why the idiots behind this felt the need to do that, because the movie itself is actually okay. And it's a shame, as for once, I felt like I was watching a proper fun superhero movie. Don't get me wrong, it's nothing special. The jokes are lame, the villains are kind of lame. Most of the stuff in here has been done a lot better, especially in movies like Iron Man. And for the record, I don't care that the family is Latino. From what I'm hearing in the comics, he was Latino, he took on villains in El Paso. Why the fuck didn't they do that? That would be really cool, a superhero movie with a desperado, spaghetti western, Sergio Leone western feel to it. Let's make it happen. But I'll get to the actual movie. Okay. The story starts where Jamie, played by Zola Maridueñas, returns home after graduating from college and reuniting with his family. His family have been struggling since his dad Alberto had a heart attack, rendering him unfit for work. So Jamie gets a job as a cleaner at Victoria Cord's mansion. And Victoria Cord, played by Susan Sarandon, she runs an experimental weapons lab inherited by her dead husband. But she's having trouble with her stepdaughter, Jenny, played by Bruna Marquezine, if I'm pronouncing her name right, who is determined to expose Vicky's dirty doings. Zolo sees her and thinks, I fancy some dirty doings with her, and he introduces himself. Later, Jenny breaks into the lab with less security than the beaches of Dover whenever the dinghy divers invade. And in the lab, she finds a scarab. She steals it. She asks Jamie to hide it out of desperation, and guess what happens? The scarab attaches itself to Jamie, and he becomes a Blue Beetle. Now Victoria and her henchman Carapax, played by Raul Trujillo, are determined to get the scarab back to do more evil villain stuff. So what did I like? I did like Zola Maridueñas as Jamie / the Blue Beetle. I did actually like his family. They had a great dynamic together. Even with the stupid Batman is a fascist line by George Lopez, he didn't full on annoy me, and he did come through a lot of times as well. But I will say this, that grandma needs a fucking spin-off. She kicks ass. A bit stupid that a frail old lady who's not in the best shape can lift a big fucking heavy machine gun like it's now and still come across okay is crazy, but it was still funny to watch. Bruna Marquezine as Jenny Cord, she's okay, a little two-dimensional, but yeah, she's fucking hot, I'm not going to lie. But I do like that Jamie does have a little bit of a moral backbone, something we're rarely seeing in superheroes these days, good moral backbones. And Zolo, is it Zolo or is it Zolo? Zola Maridueñas. He does bring a naive, likeable charm to his character. I can't say if he's full on faithful to the source material, so please leave a comment and let me know about that. But the times where there were scenes that did hit me emotionally a little bit. The scene where Jamie gets captured trying to protect his family and Alberto has a heart attack, is actually kind of sad. I'm not going to lie, that it did break my heart a little bit. Sadly, it does suffer from a lot of obvious plot holes, especially the shitty security at Victoria's lab. I mean, seriously, twice they breached that fucking place. My shopping centre that consists of overweight, out-of-shape security guards could do a better job than that. And I don't know why Jenny Code didn't get that blue Beetle aircraft mobile thing straight away when Victoria was sending her army after Jamie's family. But speaking of which, the villains feel very underdeveloped. Seeing Susan Sarandon as Victoria, phoning in her performance, reminded me of that part in Team America where they say, your acting skills are fading with age, Mr. Sarandon. Mrs. Sarandon. In fact, Raul Max Trujillo, if I'm pronouncing his name right, God, I'm fucking shit with names. Raul Max Trujillo as Carapax I did feel he had some potential to be a compelling villain. He had a tragic backstory, but his redemption felt like a total 180. It never felt like a natural progression of his character, at least not to me. Because a good heartfelt speech doesn't just change a violent maniac like that, especially someone who's been like that for a long time, like it's been embedded into his fucking psyche. The action was okay in places. Like I said, it was kind of fun. But once again, the whole CGI just makes it look like I was watching a video game. And this is a criticism I've had with even the good MCU movies. But I can't be so mad about that. I just wish I could see more practical effects in movies a bit more. I know it's expensive and time consuming, but you're seeing something that's actually fucking there. And it has more weight to it. But I've been hearing criticisms that the voice of the Blue Beetle was a less interesting version of Jarvis, and I've been hearing criticisms that the voice was more compelling in Young Justice. In that programme, it was part of his personality and Jamie would be struggling to control it. That's if Jamie was the Blue Beetle in that. I don't know. I've not watched it. So please comment below and let me know that. But yeah, the character in Young Justice would struggle to control it the same way Bruce Banner struggled with his Hulk alter ego. And to be honest, it probably would have made his character more compelling, giving Zolo something more to work with. But it didn't piss me off the same way Flash and Indy 5 did. It's basically one of those movies I'll watch again if there's nothing else on. But as a full-on movie, a full-on proper movie, it's a pointless film in a dying universe. It just makes it feel more obsolete. And it's from a universe, from a once great company that is really badly going downhill. If it was made earlier, a couple of years ago, maybe 2019, it might have fared better. Maybe not, who knows, but my view on it probably would have. So not the worst, it could have been better. In fact, it deserved better, especially the very talented Solo. But now that this is out of the way in DC's schedule, let's get fucking Aquaman 2 out the way and move forward with James Gunn's most likely Dead on Arrival reboot. And I really hope I'm wrong there, because I really do want to see this new DCU succeed. But I really doubt it. So whether you beautiful bastards are Northern, English or not, thanks for watching. And thanks for getting me up to 100 subscribers. And hopefully we can get 100 more, maybe 1,000 more. Either way, it's still greatly appreciated. Thank you very, very much. You are fucking brilliant, you lot. But right now, that's me done, and I'm off to the pub.